Introduce Jack Herer. He's the author of a book called The Emperor Wears No Clothes, many of you may have heard of, that was actually the book that probably did the most to debunk the lies behind the drug war and reintroduce hemp and just about anything else out there. And so he has to go to the main stage. So Jack, why don't you give us 3 or 5 minutes to talk?
You know, the more I get with marijuana, the better and better and better it looks to me. I know it's about having a industrial complex or doing cars, biofuels, paint, hemp fabric, but that is each and every one of them. We will have about 80% of everything in the world, in any type of human being at all, in a distance in the 30 or 40 years before, everybody will be marrying hemp, going to school with hemp all the time. But I will tell you, the biggest thing I've learned in the last 35 years, you can't get enough of hemp for medicine. You can't get enough of it. A man in Nova Scotia, Canada, by the name of Rick Simpson, and he's gone 1,000 people, and he has 1,100 people, and he's cured. There's people that have 2 weeks to 2 months to 4 months to live, and he's cured it with cannabis. 15, 20,000 times strong, at least 5, 10, 15 times as strong, and it's getting better and better, and he can't get enough, and he only can get, when you take more cannabis in you, he gets healthier and healthier, and you can beat almost every disease. He has got a stack of, at 99 out of 300 cases of lung cancer and skin cancer, and all the things. 99.5% of everything he said was 100% cured in 2 months. That is the message I got to you. Wow. Rick Simpson, PhoenixTears.com. PhoenixTears.com. And or you can look it up, Jack Herer, Jack Herer, Hemp Jack, all the places I've been in there, and you will see about PhoenixTears.com, and he has a movie that shows you how to make the oil. I use the medicine every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and I am fucking stoned out of my mind. And another one is I can eat it, and I can smoke it, and I can see it. I'm fucking stoned all the time on 3 different levels of the same plant. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. And Jack's going to have to take off. back to the main stage, but the other speakers are going to be going over to the experts panel and talk to you further about that. Now the next speaker is Adam Eidinger. Anybody who reads the West Coast Leaf would recognize his name because not only for his great work with Vote Hemp, but also because he's written several articles for us updating about what's going on with hemp today. And so with that, we'll get a chance to hear some of the political and other issues that Adam is working with Vote Hemp. Adam Eidinger.
Hi, I live in Washington, D.C. and the belly of the beast. And what I've been doing out here at Hempfest is learning a lot and bringing it back to the East Coast. That's my main job out here, is to find out what the vanguard is up to. Because frankly, Hempfest is the vanguard of the hemp movement. It's the truth. I mean, people who are from Seattle who take this for granted should never take it for granted. It is just a wonderful thing. So what I do most of the time is I'm answering the phone from reporters all over the country who want to know what's happening with hemp bills that have been introduced in Congress and in various states. Well, what's happening is that we're not winning all the battles, we're winning some of them. Just recently in Vermont, the legislature there passed a hemp bill, and it was allowed to become law without the governor's signature. Now, this goes back to Howard Dean, because actually Howard Dean did the same thing for a hemp bill. He wouldn't sign it, but he wouldn't veto it either. And it set a precedent which the Republicans really couldn't stand. So now they have a Republican governor, and that governor decided to take advantage of the same loophole that was created, that a bill can become law in Vermont without the governor's signature. And it's just so funny how the shoe's on the other foot, because this issue for many so-called mainstream politicians is so out of the ordinary to them. They don't want to be labeled the pot congressman. And even when we're talking about industrial hemp, non-psychoactive industrial hemp that's nutritious, that we are enjoying in hemp milk, we're enjoying hemp foods like bread and cereal and waffles and so many wonderful things at the supermarket now that are made from hemp, all imported from Canada. And as much as I love our Canadian neighbors, we are really giving up a monopoly to them in North American hemp food production. They have a monopoly of sorts, and it makes the crop the most profitable crop for Canadian farmers. It may not be the case this year, because there's been some interesting price changes, but over the last few years, it has been called the most profitable crop for Canadian farmers. Now it's becoming more common, and the prices are coming down a little bit. And as an American entrepreneur, if you want to make hemp food products, there are plenty of companies that will just ship you the hemp seed and you're in business. It wasn't so easy to do that a few years ago. In 2001 to 2004, the DEA got into their heads that, you know what, hemp foods are illegal. They always, in their mind was, they've been illegal, we just weren't enforcing it. And now we're going to let you know we're enforcing it. And they tried to ban hemp foods just through a rulemaking procedure. It ended up being challenged by the Hemp Industry Association, and many people on this panel worked on this. We won this lawsuit in 2004, so that's the hemp movement working. That's the hemp movement succeeding, is being able to win a federal lawsuit, make it possible to make hemp foods in the United States. But we still haven't got to the farming. And I think we're going to get it next year. I hate to be too much of an optimist, but this is a really good time for us. We have the society on our side. American society is wising up. I mean, we've gotten out of our 9/11 haze, and I think we've started to realize that we have to take control of this country. It belongs to the people. It's never belonged to the government per se. It's belonged to the people. So I want to wrap up, but I just want you to know I live in Washington, D.C. If you have any questions about what members of Congress are thinking about this issue, I might be able to provide some insight. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Adam. And I'd like to personally thank Adam for his contributions to helping us publish more information about hemp in the West Coast League. I'm going to skip over the guy in the middle there and go over to David Frankel, because we just heard how the Hemp Industries Association